Episode 58 is Nella in here, and of course, I am never alone.
Leah J in the building.
What up? It's Isha Reed.
Ain't no draft, y'all. Quit scaring them little kids.
I was scared.
You scared?
Yeah.
Not with the knees.
Welcome to episode 58, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody out there, man. I hope y'all had a blessed, prosperous, and safe New Year, man. We glad y'all back with us in the new year, our first episode. How was y'all break?
What break?
The break that we were on. We ain't been on since like December.
I was thinking work. I was like, no. It was cool.
That's it?
I'm very underwhelmed.
I did. I was chilling. Oh, this is like New Year's. Right. Everything.
Every time.
I know how to wait now, though.
Yeah. Sound check on intro. But that wasn't y'all. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good. How did you all bring in the New Year?
I was in the house of the Lord, as I am every year.
And you was hungry.
So hungry.
The Lord filled me.
Yes, he
Because
did.
after 15 minutes, I forgot I was hungry.
Yes!
Come on, God.
Never look.
Okay?
You were dying.
I was very lightheaded.
How did you bring it
With the
up?
spirit. I was shooting off fireworks.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was funny because we were at my father-in-law's at his house in his backyard or whatever. We started shooting off fireworks. It's dead silent in the whole rest of the neighborhood. So we're shooting off like Roman candles and all that kind of stuff, whatever. And then as soon as like 3 of ours went off, all of a sudden some big ass fireworks started coming out from like the cul-de-sac, like 40 feet over. So they started shooting off their fireworks. Then like I promise, like 100 feet the other way, I heard "rip your set," and then some more fireworks started going off. Right, so like it was like a battle all through the neighborhood, and we in the middle like. Pew. But it was dope though. It was dope. Had my daughter out there. It was her first time seeing fireworks. She was like, "Daddy, set it on fire." I got worried a little bit about that, but she enjoyed herself, and that's the most important part.
That's what's up. I was drunk.
Oh,
Where were you drunk?
At the house.
Okay.
okay.
I said the house drunk.
I was in the bed. I tried to stay up.
You didn't stay up? You
I-
didn't text. Everybody texted but you didn't.
I meant it's like
true.
11:30, and I woke up at like 7 something. I was like, "Happy New Year, y'all."
She texted me.
Nobody said nothing
I was
back.
like, what?
It's over now.
I tried to
I
hang.
said, what? I texted her in the morning. You said last night, girl.
The people out here on the street, like in the neighborhood, they was like doing the fireworks and everything, and I'm afraid of fireworks. I don't know
Are
what
you
you're talking
really?
about. Yeah, I
He is afraid of a lot
run.
of
I
things.
run like haul ass. I can't. I just feel like
It's okay.
they're going to just like fire into me.
Word?
Anxiety. Same thing.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
true, okay, fair.
I can't take it. My nerves. I just can't take it. Ooh. No, but yeah, that's where I was.
E40.
That's where I was. Anyways.
Oh, man. Well, listen. We grateful we got y'all back, man, in this new year. We gonna jump into the intro like we always do. We gonna come back right after this. It's the Side of Black episode 58.
Alright, back.
Back. Welcome back to episode 58. What you say?
We so glad when you change these pictures.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Leah ain't got no more hair.
Right.
I'm so glad. You was pretty though.
I was cuter than the bug.
Welcome back to episode 58, man. I'm going to change the photos that is on the intro in this new year. I feel like everybody has done a photo shoot where I can use new photos.
Multiple.
Except for me. I'm gonna use my old one though. I'm gonna use my old one though. I'm gonna use my old one.
Cause you like it.
It's a good one.
Yeah, you like that.
It's quiet.
So next episode, we gonna have him?
Wait a minute now.
I'm just asking.
You're doing a lot.
Okay.
She just wants you to commit.
Huh? No, we
No,
don't.
we don't.
No, we ain't discussed that yet.
Okay, yeah, okay.
No more breaks from the people. Listen, if y'all in here, man, let us know you're in here. Jump in the comments. We're gonna have a great show, interactive show. Y'all make sure that y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. Go out, share the show. We're gonna be here for about the next 45 minutes with y'all. We're gonna jump right into the show. Who wants to talk about Ari Lennox?
Not me, because I just read up on it not too long ago.
Oh, God.
Like
Okay.
literally moments.
Yeah, so I can get us started on that one. So Ari Lennox was browsing the Twitters as Ari Lennox does, and happened upon a comment where somebody tweeted and said that Ari Lennox and Teyana Taylor simultaneously have the ability to have dangerously high sex appeal and look like Rottweilers. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what it was. Also, that person was a journalist, so that's a weird twist in this.
Did you look at his picture?
I didn't imagine that it was.
He looks like a Rottweiler.
Oh,
So the
maybe
guy
it's
who
like
tweeted the picture looks like a Rottweiler. I was like, this dude is ugly. Why would you tweet this? Like, you're an ugly guy. No, he's black.
Okay.
Light skin.
I knew it was
No
black.
offense.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
That's the second one.
Oh, wow.
It only happens on camera.
Right, truly. You're very handsome.
But yeah, he's not a good looking guy. I'm like, wait a minute, why would you do something like that when you don't look good yourself? I saw. I went and I read the tweet. I thought it was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was a disgusting tweet
Yeah.
all around. I don't know how you can justify it. And the guy just went on tweeting like he did nothing wrong. Like I read that tweet and then I read the tweets following it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened.
He was like, well,
It is what it is.
that was
What I
that.
say? Yeah.
Go on with my day.
So what was Ari's response?
Yeah, so initially she responded to the tweet saying that folks love to tear black women down. Then she went on Instagram Live and had this tearful monologue about how black people are the only sort of group that love to tear down its own women. You don't hear Latino men doing that to Latino women. You don't hear Arab men doing that to Arab women. You just don't see examples of that in other cultures. And
Where would I look for that?
is the question. This is part of it.
Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And so her response got a huge amount of support. I'm talking about it made the circuit on like morning talk
Yeah.
shows and whatnot. Because people were happy that she was speaking up about sort of this specific issue, which appears to be a sort of internal hatred for black women, internal denigration of black women, just within our race, right? Black men doing it to black women, which I don't know. I know this isn't the part I should be hung up on, but I'm sure there's a Hispanic dude somewhere out there saying these Hispanic chicks.
I'm certain of it. I'm certain of it.
So I don't know, but it's people with a platform saying, and so that sort of shapes the narrative. Regardless, do you guys think her point stands? That in our race, in our culture specifically, we've got an issue with that?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I believe that. I don't know why. It's like black men always have this thing where they have to down black women. And it's not all of them. I want to make sure I stress it's not all black men. It's just the ones who feel like they, that small percentage that feel like they have to build themselves up or build up another group of women, and they tear black women down in the process. And I hate that for them. I think it's definitely a problem for us. For black men in general, it's definitely a problem.
So me personally, I don't know. I can't recall where I've ever been, I guess, dehumanized by a black man or had anybody say anything bad about my looks to my face. But I do see it on you looking at my hair.
I am.
But you was looking you was staring.
I'm partially drunk, so I'm gonna stare off.
Somewhere?
I'm gonna stare off into space a couple times.
I'm playing.
I'm
I'm
partially drunk.
staring oh, niggas about to say something. But so I see her point though. I can't take it away from her. If she sees it often, and people are probably in her comments or her mentions, talking about her looks, and I can't take that away from her. Clearly, it resonates with a group of black women somewhere, where they encounter that on a daily or a regular basis. I haven't. I'm thinking really hard. I don't recall.
And I'm glad that you have it.
Yeah.
you know, there are a lot of women that have had that. Like I'm frequent on Twitter. Like I use Twitter at least once every other day to where I get on there, and it happens a lot. It's not frequent? No? Like every other day it's not frequent?
No,
Twitter.
Twitter
All
is
day.
a constant stream of thought.
Oh, no. Okay, well I'm not frequent. Like semi-frequent
Like
then?
every other 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like semi-frequent on Twitter, and it happens a lot, you know, when I'm on it. I'm just like, why is that necessary? Like, why is
I
that?
see it. Well, I will say I do see it on Twitter. Now,
But it's never happened to you
Yeah,
directly.
never happened to me.
Okay.
Mhm.
I feel like we need to do better. Like, as black men, we need to do
But
better.
then I was asking, as Don was talking, like, where would I go to see if other races are doing this? Because for me, I'm a part of Black Twitter,
Right, that's what
which
I'm
means
saying.
a lot of I don't know a lot of males of other races where they would talk about their women around me. Not to say their women, but, you know, women of the same race. I don't listen to, you know, country music or, you know, rock music. I don't pay attention to the award shows if it's not, you know, so I don't know where I would hear it or see it.
I'm pretty sure it's a proximity thing. Like, we're not in that, you know, we're not.
Not to say that I
in-
won't, but my circle, my everyday circle, just
Right,
doesn't
I'm
include
positive that
you
it
all.
happens, but within our culture, like we don't branch out, you know, we don't go and deal too much with Hispanic people or people of other nationalities. So you
I
wouldn't
would.
see it.
I mean, I do. I'm not. Wait, hold on. Time out. Like a play.
We don't venture out.
Yeah, we do. We do. I do. I'm open to befriending people of all races. I'm just saying that I'm not.
saying that you don't have any friends of other races like right now though, do you?
Right. So the bulk of my friends right now come from. The bulk of my friends come
Wait,
from.
let's wait.
Oh.
Because
That's a good question.
what I don't want us to go to is I've got a Latino friend. I'm not racist.
Oh,
So
Right, no, I'm not, I don't want to go there. I'm
So-
just saying. I feel like it's a what's it called?
It's a bubble.
It's a bubble.
The way social media is built, it's created in a way that feeds you what you want to see and like-mindedness, right? So because of that, we end up in things like Black Twitter, right? Which is probably the most famous, arguably most influential sort of version of this, right? Other than like alt-right Twitter and whatnot, but like that's a thing, alt-right Twitter. So there's probably like Hispanic Twitter, Arab Twitter, you know, all that sort of stuff.
I'm gonna go search the hashtag.
Really, what you going hashtag?
Just go search it just to read some tweets on it.
I don't know. Who's next?
Maybe
All right.
like Twitter.
So that's actually not the end of the hashtag white Twitter.
White Twitter
That's
would be
what I'm saying.
horrible.
Yeah, I
Alright.
thought you just probably can't even hashtag that. Like it's
Mayonnaise
this is
field.
racially wrong. I
It was
feel.
very bitter on the
Yeah.
back of my tongue.
Yeah,
A lot
dry.
of Taylor Swift references.
Oh,
Okay, so there's another twist in this story, which is Joe Budden comes into this, because Joe Budden.
Can we not talk about Joe Budden? Can we
we
not?
gotta talk about what he said.
So
Okay.
we do, because he brings up sort of an important counterpoint, which is he agrees with what Ari is saying, that black men love to tear down black women, which it seems as though we kind of consensus we agree with that. But also, she's insecure in that she took personal offense to it and had this sort of visceral reaction to it. Tearful, lengthy message on Instagram and all that sort of stuff. Now, I would say that Joe Budden's comments, just for context, ignore what Ari has recently been dealing with as far as the award show snubs and all the backlash she got off of
It
that.
has nothing to do with any of that.
Well, so I'm saying for her emotional reaction, she may already be in a heightened state because she's already dealing
Right.
with all of this on social media. And, you know, this one thing just kind of broke through. For him, this is the one moment. This is you reacting to being called a Rottweiler by an ugly dude. It's not that big. Thoughts?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I don't think Joe Budden is qualified
Yeah.
to speak on how she should feel. I don't think that's his place to, you know, say, oh, well, you know, you're being sensitive or oversensitive. I mean, you're not qualified to say how she should feel about that. Given what you just said, everything that she has been going through, she's probably in a space of heightened sensitivity in regards to things that are said about her, which is a natural reaction. I don't like Joe Budden, you know, before he said it. I don't like him after he said it. It's dumb.
Joe Budden.
It's dumb.
It's Joseph Budden. Like, have a seat, sir. Go on, Joseph. Sit down. I just feel like, again, just piggyback off what you said, he's not qualified, and like, first of all, women have the right to be sensitive. Like, people have the right to be sensitive, right? Like, just because you are a celebrity in the public eye doesn't mean you gotta shut your mouth when people say things that you don't want to hear. Like, I will always be offended if somebody calls me ugly. Just like I'm always gonna be offended when someone calls me skinny. Like, you would always be offended if somebody calls you fat. And if you're the kind of person that wants to protect your peace of mind, like, I'm not ever gonna be okay with somebody just saying, "Oh, you skinny ugly girl." No, I don't care how famous I am, and I can say that now because I'm nowhere near famous. But like, I know right now I don't have the Beyonce level of unbotheredness. I can't just call Clarence and be like, "Fire." Yeah. Clarence.
You don't get it.
Call Zuckerberg.
Oh,
Right, Clarence. Clarence.
Who's Clarence?
Oh.
From the last episode.
Clarence.
Oh yeah. Okay. I got you.
Clarence is like, I don't have that in me, and I don't know that I ever will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's unfair for him to say that she's insecure because at this juncture, if someone called him ugly, he probably wouldn't care.
He chased him down and throw rocks in their car.
He would.
And he
Right.
run pretty fast while the
Yeah, he'll do that.
You don't get that reference? Chase him down, throw rocks at the car? Okay.
That's a whole thing. We can talk about that another
Oh, it was on camera. It was recorded.
It was recorded.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. So I just feel like I agree with you, obviously. But let that girl address it if she wants to, and especially with all the support that she's getting. Like,
Did Teyana say anything?
So she responded to the initial response by Ari to the original tweet, which was when Ari said black men love to, or people love to tear down black women. She said no lies detected.
Oh.
And
then she was done.
That was
She
it.
was like,
I don't
I'm
care.
out.
I got a whole husband. People watching these sexy videos.
Right.
I'm kissing girls.
Right body. Ooh,
It's cool.
Lord, her body is just like a brick.
That doesn't sound like a compliment.
A brick?
It's muscly.
I think it is compliment.
Yeah.
She does have a nice body. I
It's a good body.
Like
Yeah.
a brick.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, what video is that?
Fake.
Oh.
But her stomach looks like that on Instagram, just every day, like going.
She wake up and be like, this is
yeah, like, and if you watch the show, she just like she don't even like do real hard like work. Like she's like, I just eat pizza and stuff. Like, my jeans. Like obviously she works out some, but she's like, I don't watch what I eat at all. But some people look just less like that.
Genetics. Yeah. All right. Can we be? Well, okay. One thing I do want to say is I do think there's something to be said for thick skin. Everybody has the right to be offended, right? But there is a space for learning to deal with criticism and negativity because when you're famous, you're going to receive that, regardless of how well you do.
Right.
Somebody's going to try to tear you down.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's it. Can we done with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there's more disrespect in the works.
Yeah, there is.
Let's transition over to Blue Ivy being disrespected by journalists.
Oh my God.
Hate it so much.
And it was a black
This is
journalist.
why. This
It was
is
too.
why Lil Rumi and Sir
Okay,
out
wait.
there in them onesies eating flaming hot Cheetos. Off to the side.
Right, you ain't gonna see him.
Like you ain't really
You
gonna
gonna
see
see
him
him when
like
they
that.
12.
Yeah.
They
When
already
they
eat flaming
grown
hot Cheetos.
into
How the kids
like
think?
They ate so fast.
No,
You are not gonna see them kids until they can fight us. That's when Beyonce gonna let them out.
because of stuff like this.
Exactly. So for the new year, Beyonce brought it in with Megan Thee Stallion. Her daughter. Their daughter goes to parties with them, which is kind of weird.
That not even crossed my mind.
Like
Me either.
Blue Ivy is always at those parties that they throw, which is kind of weird. Cause I know they don't play edited music, and I know there are people around snorting cocaine and doing all kind of rich people stuff.
Does she have friends?
Both of them.
Who?
She
Blue?
does. She had some little friends with her at that one concert that Michelle Obama showed up to Big Ass.
Oh God. Okay. She
Ties
does.
that
She
together.
does get too. Anyway, but yeah, some journalists had something to say about they hope that she doesn't take after Beyonce's Jay-Z's looks.
What they said was here it is. I have a feeling that Jay-Z's face jeans are really about to hit Blue Ivy, and I feel so sorry for her. The other journalist replied, "They haven't already." And then said, or she'll just get plastic surgery at 16, a la Kylie Jenner, and we'll all have to pretend that she always looked that way. I can't allow myself to feel too sorry for the incredibly rich. Bitch, you're talking about a kid.
Right.
Right.
Excuse my language.
A whole kid.
But it's a child. Ain't even hit double digits yet. She ain't incredibly rich. She live with her mom and daddy who are incredibly rich,
Right.
who provide for her and put her in all these pictures and pick what she wears and how she dresses and how her hair looks. She don't have no say in none of that because she's a kid. Why are you talking to the child? Why
Has
are you talking
Beyonce had
about
them
the
killed
child?
yet? Or
Not yet. Clarence is on the way.
Not yet.
okay,
Okay.
they're getting off. They're getting off soon.
It's like lands by an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the child. You can't come after a child like that. They should be fired. They should be
They
fired.
should be fired. They did apologize in some tweets.
I don't want no apology.
Obviously.
They should be fired.
But I think the worst part about it is that she'll just get plastic surgery like Kylie Jenner and have to pretend like she looked like that the whole time. And I can't feel too sorry for the incredibly rich.
And that,
like,
I feel like that was where it hit 11 on the scale,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly. Like what? How you
Yeah,
like?
yeah, no, it's terrible.
I
And,
didn't know where to go with it.
and it's just, it's a baby. Amanda Seales had a good monologue on this on the,
Right.
I know, but still, she had a good moment here.
CP night.
Basically saying
Night,
that
night.
black children and particularly, well, it happens to both black boys and black girls, but black children aren't ever allowed to be children and treated as children and protected the way a child would be protected. And we have to because shit like this happens. Shit worse than this happens. Trayvon Martin, right? Like black kids just don't get to be kids, and folks of other races and even folks within our own race from a very young age treat us and sort of attack our own kids like they're adults, like they can defend themselves in some meaningful way, like they even understand your hostility. Like Blue Ivy doesn't even understand why, like your disdain for rich people. She don't know what rich is. She don't know why you mad at her. You ain't got no reason to be mad at her because she's 8.
Whoever doesn't speak broke. Journalists.
Also that.
And
Yeah,
she's-
I think for some people, they look at celebrities as like things or objects, right? They forget that they are humans with heartbeats and blood running through their body who have feelings and emotions. So when they are initially, I'm thinking or assuming, when they are initially responding to what they're seeing and put out, you know, on social medias or whatever, they're just responding to an object. And before they can think about it, they tweet it or put it out there, and now they have to suffer the backlash because they're humans. Like, I bet it didn't cross her mind while she was tweeting or responding to the picture of this is a child. And that's no excuse for her, but she just needs to reevaluate how she views things because that's unacceptable on all levels. Like, Beyonce good. My fellow Virgo, why didn't you square up on her? Met her at her front door.
Do
But
you
that's
know
why I would've
Beyonce?
been. She's a Virgo, so I think I do.
Do you?
So in my head.
Y'all don't react the
Well,
same.
operative word is think
Yeah.
Yeah, so in my head, because I done met her at her front door. Absolutely.
with the bat with nails in it. After
They got that big security guard, the one that carries their bottles around.
I saw that. That was
He's on
fire.
the way.
Yeah.
He gonna handle shit.
Julius.
Is that his name?
Mhm.
He's on the way. He gonna handle shit.
He's an assistant.
I don't know about that.
All right.
I do.
Moving on.
Let's transition.
Yeah. Do we want to transition from that? I don't know. I guess we're heading downhill, so we'll just mention it real quick. Somewhere around 2% of the surface of the planet is on fire, a la Australia. So for those who don't know, maybe living under a rock that is not on fire, Australia is in the middle of its fire season, like square in the middle.
There's a season?
There's a season.
Okay.
They have a fire season, just
I
like
didn't know that
California.
either.
Yeah.
This is my first time ever hearing of a fire.
Yep. So they have a wildfire season. It's the summer, just like in California, and so they have another.
January.
It's the other side of the planet, right? So the sun and stuff. Season.
Wait a minute.
yeah.
Woo!
Okay.
You're going too fast over Dom. So wait. They don't have
Okay.
seasons on
No,
Oh
they're
God! Oh my God!
It's flipped.
there? Are they
It's
opposite?
flipped. Yes, because it's the opposite side of the.
You know
I didn't know that. I
And
had no
they're
idea.
closer to the poles.
It never
so-
dawned on me ever. So in Australia, I would have a summer birthday.
Yeah. You'd have a dead center of the summer birthday,
There'd be fires.
What?
but it would still be Christmas and New Year's. And stuff.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay, continue.
So yeah, they're in the middle of fire season. They still have another 2 months to go in it.
Ooh.
And up to this point, About 1 billion animals have perished in flames. It's over 1 billion square miles at this point have sort of been in flames. A journalist put it in really good perspective. She was on a boat going up the Best Strait, which is a cool name, I guess. They were on the boat for 6 hours just hugging the coast. She said the entire way, all she saw was an orange glow and smoke. And it got so bad that they were about 10 miles or so out from the coast. They were still inhaling smoke. They were still feeling the heat from the fire.
But these fires were caused by someone. I read somewhere that 23 people were arrested for arson, like they were man-made fires.
Yeah, so there's a thing in there where there's the natural fires, which were gonna happen, and then there's also the arsonists included in there.
Like, why would you light your country on fire?
Well, here's the problem, right? So they light a fire. In Australia, it's without the fires, it's getting over 100 degrees regularly. So they have mega fires. What happens with their fires is the fires burn so hot that they create their own weather systems. They birth clouds, which shoot lightning, causing more fires.
What?
Which birth more clouds, causing more lightning, causing more fires. They also make tornadoes, which cause man-made fires.
Tornado.
Y'all gotta move.
Fire
This
tornadoes.
sound like-
Y'all gotta
Oh
move.
my God, that is
They gotta
horrible.
get out of there.
Yeah.
They gotta get out of there.
Yeah.
Don't come here because we're not
So
good here.
But we
We
had
closed.
fire. We had fire. The United States is closed. No more people.
Yeah, they ain't like coming over here anyway.
Well, we had a lot of firefighters fly out over there to help.
we did, yeah.
We can't fly with water.
What?
They
They
gonna
just
pick it
need
up out
more
the ocean.
manpower. They just need additional manpower.
They needed additional manpower and resources, money, because this is breaking the country because all their money's going
Trump
to
ain't getting
fires.
it.
He's still
No.
working on the Space Force.
There's also that.
And war that he started.
Yeah.
They gotta give them something for it. I need something for this money.
I do.
But they not to say only, the death toll is very low for a fire that big. It's like 17 the last time I read.
Yeah, the human death toll is very low
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people are able to move. But actually, so there's a chance that will start to spike. Not to sound excited about that or anything like that, but it's something to keep an eye on because with money running out, there's not resources for the fire departments to notify people in time. So at this point, things are happening where fires are hitting the town and then people are sprinting. People are walking around in the daytime who live close to the coast with life jackets on so they can jump in the ocean if the fire comes. Like that's the level that it's at in some places.
Man, what about the sharks?
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, fire or sharks? Which one you want? You
I
want?
mean, I'm gonna take fire.
The
I'm
fire?
probably gonna take shark. I feel like it's gonna
The
be faster.
fire is definitely
Faster.
going to kill you.
And
The
hell
sharks
fast.
may kill you.
And hell,
If you run into sharks.
Okay.
Take some
Might run into
underwater
really
boxing
funny
lessons.
Pretty dumb.
Swim YouTube.
All right. What's next?